Why are some new workers vanishing before they even start? It's called ghosting. I want to bring on David Cathy, partner with Unity Search Group, one of the largest recruiting companies in the country. David, this is happening more and more and more where people are hired for a job and then they just don't show up. And the company calls them, tries to get a hold of them, and they just go ghost.
You know, Bloom Daddy, this has been happening for a while. It even happened pre-pandemic. We called it no call, no show, and it's been happening for a few years. And that was all due to the tight labor market. And what's happened during COVID and post-COVID is it's just exacerbated the issue. Everything's online. You can hide behind a computer. You can hide behind your device. And it's not a blue-collar, white-collar issue. We're seeing it in both the blue-collar fields, and we're seeing it in corporate Fortune 500 companies, this ghosting issue.
That's what I was going to say, David. These are good jobs, that people aren't showing up for. Manufacturers, restaurants, airlines, cleaning companies are among the employers seeing a surge of job seekers who accept positions, and then they're never seen nor heard from again. Southwest Airlines said some 15 to 20% of new hires for some jobs don't turn up on their first day. What are they doing? Just going to another job that they found?
A lot of them are going to another job. So there's so much pent-up demand post-COVID because we're trying to recover so quickly. And jobs are outpassing the labor force. So we don't have enough labor force to fill all the jobs. And so candidate becomes king. And they are interviewing at jobs. They're receiving multiple offers. They're continuing to interview after an acceptance of a job, or they're just leveraging the fact that they got another offer to, in turn, get a raise.
So how do we fix this? What is the fix here of leaving companies basically on the hook?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody has a foolproof method to fix this, because now in society we have our millennial generation, and they were born with a device in their hand, and so they get into a relationship with their girlfriend or boyfriend. They break up from a relationship with their girlfriend or boyfriend, all on a device. But there are three things that I could recommend to hiring managers, and we hope to stem this. Number one, it's over-communication. So just communicating every step of the process, setting their expectations about what's going to come next. And after they accept, you have to still continue to follow up and communicate with them due to that 2-week gap of resigning from a different job if they have one. The second thing is, don't make your hiring process a cumbersome process. If it's, you got to meet with 6 people over 3 days, and then you have to take this test, and you got to do a video, we're going to lose interest, and you're going to lose people. So don't make it too cumbersome of a process. And then the last thing I would say, and what my firm has done recently, is essentially we're trying to scare people away to get to the real root of why someone is trying to change a job. So we make it look ugly, and we make it look ridiculous. And we hope that through that, we're able to vet out the people that are just using this as a ploy to move on to something else.
Talking to David Cathy, partner with Unity Search Group, one of the largest recruiting companies in the country. David, do you think the fact that a lot of employers aren't allowed to say anything about bad employees anymore plays into this? Because if people realized, or people knew, that if they ghost a company and go to another one, that's going to kind of follow them, that these companies are going to maybe report them to other companies as far as, hey, stay away from this dude. Maybe they wouldn't do it, but you and I both know that most companies will not give a bad referral because they're afraid of somebody coming back at them.
Yeah, most companies aren't going to do that. And here's the other thing that's happening, Bloom Daddy, is people are taking it to social media. So you look at job sites where people network, and you look at LinkedIn or even Twitter, and you have candidates that are bad-mouthing companies for ghosting, and then you have companies that are firing right back at the candidates. Well, none of this is good. I would not condone any of that, anybody doing that type of work. It's just part of where society has gone. It's unfortunate. We don't like it. Our clients don't like it. So I just wouldn't take it out to social media.
I think we've seen just a complete role reversal, David, whereas before employers have always had the upper hand. And it's kind of been like, okay, be happy you've got a job or get out of here. And now all of a sudden you have the employees who have all the leverage and they are using it to their full advantage.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, candidate's king. And so I can't necessarily say I would blame employees on trying to get higher raises,
right,
on trying to identify the right job. Where the blame does come in is just not communicating. Look, if you take another offer and you decide to go with that other offer, pick up the phone and tell the company, hey, look, I appreciate the time. Let's do the courteous thing. I don't know what happened to proper manners. Mm-hmm. And just doing that, let's say that you do get two offers and you pit them against each other. I wouldn't necessarily do that. I don't condone that, but I would pick up the phone and call the company that I'm now backing out of and just saying, hey, I appreciate it. Something else came up. So this goes back to just proper manners in a certain degree.
All right, David, thanks for your time today.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, David Cathy, partnering with Unity Search Group, one of the largest recruiting companies in the country. Carmen, I saw where you have one company, they found somebody to fill a $75,000 a year job. This person said he would move to Cincinnati, report to orientation at 8 a.m. on his first Monday. The day before, he emailed to say he had changed his mind. He's one of the few, though, because usually the company doesn't hear anything from the person. They just don't show up.
Yeah, he showed some common courtesy in letting them know. And I don't know if I would have necessarily sent that correspondence via email. I would have had even more courtesy to pick up the phone and call the person that hired me. And Bloom Daddy, I had to seek two jobs in my adult career. And once I was able to secure the jobs, I couldn't wait to start. There was not even a thought of ghosting or backing out on a job. And that just shows you the mindset and how things have changed. You heard David say there, we have a generation of young workers or prospective employee pool of young kids that were born with devices in their hands. And it's totally, totally different. I can't understand it.
Yeah, and how it's real easy to, tell an employer you're going somewhere else or break up with somebody if you just text it. Without the face-to-face interaction, it's emboldened a lot of people, and I think that's what we're seeing in the workforce right now.
Well, and quite frankly, that's chicken bleep.
Yep.
To do that over, a device.
I agree.